Carrie Jones. I am the president and CEO of the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio, and we actually serve, I think, everywhere that you guys are represented. So I'll get to that map here in a second, but we're very thankful for the support that we're receiving from New York. And just to tell you a little bit about the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio, it was started by a handful of energized families back in 1984. So one thing that many people are surprised to hear is that we've actually been around for over 30 years in the Central Ohio community. It started really local in Franklin County, and it was truly about 6 or 7 families that said, why isn't there anything out there for us? We know there are other families who are having children born with Down syndrome. The rate of incidence for Down syndrome, for those of you who don't know, is around 1 in 691. So about 1 in 700 babies are born, and it knows no race. It affects all families. So for me personally, I have a brother that was born in 1985. Just a little fun fact for you. And my mom was one of the earliest family members, along with my dad, to join the Down Syndrome Association. Well, I guess I was there too. But we all joined the Down Syndrome Association back in 1985. So it's kind of come full circle for me. I began working in the field of developmental disabilities and eventually made my way back to, we say DSACO, by the way, because saying the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio can be rather cumbersome. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. So it's very exciting to come back about a year ago, and now we have over 1,200 families that we're serving in the Central Ohio area, and we know there are more out there, and some of the things that we're doing is working to connect with families that may still not know that we exist. So we do serve 18 counties, and we provide programs, we provide initial outreach. We don't say support groups that often because that can have a connotation that everyone is very sad when they find out that they have a child born with Down syndrome, but really what we do is we have resources and play groups and ways for people to interact and get together and just talk about what's going on in their world. One of the phrases that we like to say is that we're all more alike than different. So one of the big pieces that we talk about with our families and that our families kind of talk about together is that we all really do have a lot in common. The purple area, if you can see it, is where we serve. So again, it's 18 counties. We're pretty far reaching, all the way down to OU, up north, you can see. But we're continuously working to expand our outreach because many of the Down Syndrome associations, similar to the Diabetes Association, we're local. So each entity, the other colors that you see, are really other associations that do their own fundraising. We do have national brands. You may have heard of the National Down Syndrome Society, but we actually raise money to give to them. It doesn't come the other way around, so that way they can support and do advocacy at a national level for legislation and things that impact the developmental disability community as a whole. So just kind of briefly talking about why we serve. Sometimes I think that's a piece that gets missed. People say, okay, great, so Down syndrome isn't a bad thing like you say, then why are you there? And really, it can feel very isolating for families. My mom has shared this with me. Other families have told me that when they receive a Down syndrome diagnosis, they just freeze. They don't know what it means. A lot of times, medical professionals to this day still say they don't know that much about